पिया तो से नैना लागे रे पिया तो से नैना लागे रे नैना लागे रे जाने क्या हो अब आगे रे नैना लागे.
She's a perfect actress because she dances very well. Her expressions are phenomenal. In fact, some of the movies she was too good. She made the people cry. And then also talking about her, the beauty of her was also, she was a very pretty woman, amazing lady. In fact, there was one particular movie which really moved me very much was Kamoshi.
See, I don't recall too much, except for the feeling that I had when I saw the movie. How sad it was that she, I think she takes care of a man with amnesia, right? And then when he recovers his memory, the tragedy of it all, the irony of it all, that he doesn't recognize her. And
in Guide, and she has a very sparkling face, and she, the expression that she has, she's a true actress, unlike the modern day actresses maybe who have just good faces but very little expression.
Right, I'm ready to start there. Waheeda Rehman, the moment I think about her, the movie Guide comes to my mind. And the song that comes to my mind is not from Guide, but it is from Prem Pujari, which is Rangila Re.
She's a legend. So beautiful, so graceful, and she's just everything. Very feminine yet strong, beautiful. She's just adored. Yeah.
So what's the kind of first movie, or what's the first image?
I don't recollect. Okay, I don't recollect my first movie of hers, but I have seen a lot of movies. The first thing that comes to mind is Pyasa,
Okay,
Kagaz Ke
Pyasa,
Phool,
okay.
Sai Bibi Aur Gulam, and Khamoshi,
Yes.
Guide, of course,
Yes, yes, yeah.
and then later ones where she Kabhi Kabhi and some other movies, which wasn't, and of course Rang De Basanti.
Thank you, Giri. Waheeda Rehman's story begins on the 3rd of February 1938 in Chengalpattu, Tamil Nadu. A quiet town, but one that would shape a legend. Her father was a district commissioner, disciplined, principled, a man who believed in integrity above all else. But he passed away very early, leaving behind a young wife and 4 daughters. And it was then her mother, strong, determined, culturally rooted, who stepped forward. She raised her daughters with education, with self-respect, with values that would stay with Waheeda for life. Waheeda trained seriously in Bharatnatyam, not casually, not as a hobby, but with the precision and rigor of someone who understood that art demands discipline. Before she became an actress, she became disciplined. That never changed. Here is an interview clip from Waheeda herself.
वालेकुम सलाम।
आपकी पैदाइश कहाँ की है?
मेरी पैदाइश मद्रास की है और बस वहीं की हूँ मैं।
आपके वालिद क्या करते हैं?
मेरे वालिद म्युनिसिपल कमिश्नर थे और हम 4 बहनें, और बचपन से मुझे गाने का, डांस का शौक़ था, तो मैंने डांस सीखना शुरू किया। और चूँकि साउथ में रहते थे तो साउथ में ज़्यादातर भरतनाट्यम होता है, तो मैंने भरतनाट्यम सीखा। फिर शौक़ किया, हम स्टेज पे परफॉर्मेंसेस दिया करते थे। बस इसी तरह अचानक एक दिन कोई मेरे वालिद के दोस्त जो तेलुगु फिल्में प्रोड्यूस किया करते थे, उन्होंने आके कहा कि अगर आप इजाज़त दें तो हम वहीदा को अपनी फिल्म में काम देना चाहते हैं। तो मेरे वालिद साहब ने कहा, मैं अभी वहीदा बहुत छोटी है, अभी पढ़ाई नहीं ख़त्म हुई और इसको ये सोचा नहीं है कि इसको एज ए प्रोफेशन करना है।
And with that, we begin to see the foundation of the woman she became. An actress built not on glamour or controversy, but on deep-rooted grace shaped by a mother's strength, a father's principles, and the structured world of classical dance. Here is a dance snippet from Jaisimha. So Waheeda Rehman's entry into Hindi cinema begins far from Bombay. It was a Telugu film called Rosalu Marai. That's where Gurudutt first saw her. And he reportedly said just one thing: don't change a thing about her. That song, the song that caught Gurudutt's eyes. Here's a snippet of it. Most actresses entered the industry by adapting. Waheeda Rehman entered by refusing to do so. She moved between emotional extremes without losing identity. Whether in shadow or light, she remained the same presence. Her first Hindi film was C.I.D. in 1956. She was not the heroine in the movie, but the moment she appeared on screen, she owned the frame, setting her own terms from day one. Here's a song from the movie Kahin Pe Nigahein, Kahin Pe Nishana. And then came Pyasa, where she played Gulabo A courtesan, yes, but one rendered with dignity, grace, and astonishing depth. In the shadows of a courtesan's life, she found a luminous dignity that redefined what a Hindi film heroine could be. Here's a song from the movie Jaane Kya Tune Kahi.
जाने क्या तूने कही, जाने क्या मैंने सुनी, बात कुछ बन ही गई। जाने क्या तूने कही, जाने क्या मैंने सुनी, बात कुछ बन ही गई। जाने क्या तूने कही।
Even the famous money throwing scene, don't we all remember that? That moment, that concept was Waheeda's idea. It was the start of a creative partnership and a cinematic arrival that would redefine Hindi cinema. Let's watch the money throwing scene.
ए बाबू साहब, पैसे लायो आज, उधार नहीं मिलेगा। ये तो खोटा है। हाँ हाँ खोटा है, दूसरा है पास या नहीं? अच्छा तो ये चाल थी, जानबूझकर खोटा रुपया लाए थे। खाना मंगवा कर जो प्लेट झूठी कर दी उसका दाम कौन चुकाएगा? दाम चुकाओ नहीं तो कोर्ट कमेटी उतार लूंगा, समझे? चुप रहा, ले जाओ प्लेट।
रखो खाना वहीं। ये ले अपने दाम, बाकी के पैसे किसी हज्जाम को दे देना, शक्ल इंसानों जैसी कर देगा तेरी। चल जाए यहाँ से।
Waheeda Rehman often spoke about Gurudutt with a simplicity that carried more weight than any dramatic tribute ever could. In one interview, she recalls his working style, the precision, the endless retakes, the pursuit of emotional truth. For a scene in Pyasa, she once said he made her do 35 takes, not out of frustration, but out of an artist's insistence on perfection. Here is an interview clip where she talks about that.
जाने क्या तूने कही, इस गाने के बारे में आप कुछ बताइए।
मैं क्या बताऊं, मतलब किस तरह वो पिक्चराइज हुआ
जी।
ये इसकी शूटिंग ज्यादातर कलकत्ता में हुई और रात को हुआ करती थी, क्योंकि सीक्वेंस भी रात का था, तो मुझे नींद बहुत आती थी, सो जाया करती थी। फिर मुंह पे पानी डाला जाता था ठंडा, फिर कहते थे जाओ शॉट तैयार है। तो बड़ी दुखी थी इन द सेंस, क्योंकि मुझे नींद से जाग के करना पड़ता है। फिर भी काफ़ी रिहर्सल वगैरह करते थे, और गाना जूं जूं उसकी पिक्चराइजेशन होती गई, सारे यूनिट वालों को पता चल जाता था कि वो बहुत अच्छा है, क्योंकि वो शॉट देखा करते थे। मैंने रशेस नहीं देखे, तो मुझे ये नहीं पता था कि ठीक हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है। मुझे दिल में तो बड़ी घबराहट थी, मगर रोज कहते थे वो लोग कि नहीं नहीं अभी तुम रिलैक्स करो, अच्छा।
You will have heard her voice, calm, measured, describing the man behind the camera. And yet, after Gurudutt's death, she said just one line publicly. He was a great friend and a genius. Nothing more. No sensationalism, no speculation, no attempt to shape a narrative. That restraint, the integrity, defined Waheeda Rehman. Here's another song, Aaj Sajan Mohe Angal Galo. After that, it's over to Vidyanath.
अंग लगा लो जन्म सफल हो जाए, आज आज सजन मोहे अंग लगा लो जन्म सफल हो जाए हृदय की पीड़ा देह की अग्नि सब शीतल हो जाए आज
Thank you, Girish. Waheeda Rehman's journey through the late 1950s and early 1960s is a study in contrasts. Tragedy on one side, breathtaking beauty on the other. It begins with Kagas Ke Phool, India's first cinemascope film, a commercial failure when it released, yet over time embraced as a masterpiece. A song that feels like it belongs to both of them, haunting, fragile, almost suspended in time. Let's listen to the song, Waqt Ne Kiya Kya Haseen Sitam.
ने किया क्या हंसी सितम तुम रहे न तुम हम रहे न हम वक्त ने किया क्या हंसी सितम तुम
And then from the darkness came pure radiance in the form of Chaudavi Ka Chand. This film pulled her out of the dark and made her look almost heavenly. From pain to beauty, from flat black and white to a golden glow that made her unforgettable. Let's listen to the song Chaudavi Ka Chand Ho.
चौदहवीं का चांद हो या आफताब हो जो भी हो तुम खुदा की कसम लाजवाब हो चौदहवीं का चांद हो या आफताब हो जो भी हो तुम खुदा की कसम लाजवाब हो चौदहवीं का चांद हो.
But Waheeda Rehman wasn't just the muse of a poetic tragedy or the face of luminous romance. Then came 20 Saal Baad, a turning point, proof that she wasn't confined to art house cinema, but could command the box office with equal power. The song Kahin Deep Jale Kahin Dil blended mystery and melody and showcased an actress who could shine across genres, across moods, across eras. Let's listen to this song now.
कहीं दीप जले कहीं दिल जरा देख ले आकर परवाने तेरी कौन सी है मंजिल कहीं दीप जले कहीं दिल
Film that didn't just mark a high point in Waheeda Rehman's career, it redefined what a Hindi film heroine could be. She played Rosie, a woman trapped in a loveless marriage who chooses freedom, not rebellion, not victimhood, just controlled self-assertion. In the 60s, this was revolutionary. A married woman walking out to reclaim her identity. Cinema had rarely shown something so bold, and audiences had rarely seen a performance so honest. She didn't perform liberation loudly, she made it inevitable. In this interview, Waheeda Rehman speaks about Guide as one of the most important films of her life, a role that demanded everything she had learned in dance, in emotion, in discipline, and transformed it into something unforgettable. Here is an interview clip, and then it will be followed up by a mashup of some of her best songs from Guide.
one of your best films.
Yes, Guide is one of my best films. उसकी वजह ये है, मुझे बड़ी खुशी हुई वो रोल करने में, क्योंकि उसमें एक डेफिनेट कैरेक्टर लिखा हुआ था. उसकी एक नॉवल लिखी थी, उसके बाद उसका स्क्रीन प्ले स्क्रिप्ट लिखा गया, तो उसको पढ़ने का इतना मुझे मौका और वक्त मिला, तो मुझे लगा मैंने बेस्ट स्टडी की है उस कैरेक्टर की अपने हिसाब से. तो और उसमें इतनी वेरिएशन थी कैरेक्टर की, और अक्सर जो हम हिंदुस्तानी हीरोइंस के जो रोल्स होते हैं कि अच्छे अच्छे सब अच्छे ही हैं, इसमें मुझे ऐसा लगा ट्रू टू लाइफ कि एक इंसान अच्छा भी होता है. कोई सिचुएशन इस तरह के आते हैं जो गुस्सा आता है, किसी के साथ किसी का दिल भी तोड़ा हो, मे बी जान के या अनजानेपन में या गुस्से में. तो इस तरह के उसके बहुत कलर्स थे उस कैरेक्टर के, यू नो, वैरायटी.
Sorry.
अब एक रंग है, तो जहाँ भी ले जाए राहें, हम संग हैं. हो तेरे मेरे सपने अब एक रंग है, तो जहाँ भी ले जाए राहें, हम संग हैं. आता रहे मेरा दिल,
तू ही मेरी मंजिल.
गाता रहे मेरा दिल, तू ही मेरी मंजिल. हाय कहीं बीते ना ये रातें, कहीं बीते ना ये दिन, कहीं बीते ना ये रातें, कहीं बीते ना ये दिन.
गाता रहे मेरा दिल, तू ही.
Over to her.
Thank you, Vidyanath. With Dev Anand, Waheeda Rehman formed one of the most graceful pairings in Hindi cinema. There was something effortless about them, a natural ease, a quiet sparkle, the kind of chemistry you can't manufacture, only discover. Together, they created a string of unforgettable films: CID, Kala Bazaar, Guide, Prem Pujari. In each one of these, they looked completely at home with each other, playful when needed, restrained when required, always in sync. Let's see a music mashup of some of their songs together.
हो खोया खोया चांद, खुला आसमान, आंखों में सारी रात जाएगी, तुमको भी कैसे नींद आएगी. ओ खोया खोया चांद, खुला आसमान, आंखों में सारी रात जाएगी, तुमको भी कैसे नींद आएगी. ओ खोया खोया अपना दिल तो आवारा. है अपना दिल तो आवारा, न जाने किस पे आएगा. है अपना दिल तो आवारा, न जाने किस पे आएगा.
what makes Waheeda's story remarkable is this. Unlike many heroines of her time, she was never defined by one hero, not even by Dev Anand. Their partnership was iconic, yes, but she stood independently with a strength and identity that were entirely her own. Best to hear about Khamoshi in her own words. Khamoshi was a very special project, but also a very exhausting one. By the end of the character's breakdown felt so real that it stayed with me for a long time after the camera stopped rolling. Honestly, and without any false modesty, I would say Suchitra Sen was superior in the original. I'm not saying I was bad. I think I was quite good, but nothing compared to the original. And finally, on Rajesh Khanna and the new era, she suggested a young, relatively unknown Rajesh Khanna for the role after being impressed by him in Aakhri Khat. He was very new at the time, but even then his talent was evident. He was soft-spoken, charming, and had a very specific vulnerability that the role of Arun needed. In 1971, the classic Reshma or Shera, Waheeda Rehman delivers a powerful performance as Reshma, a woman caught in the tragic crossfire of a violent clan feud in Rajasthan desert. For the iconic song Tu Chanda Main Chandni, she danced barefooted on scorching desert sand while enduring fierce winds, sandstorms, and extreme filming conditions with remarkable poise. Her extraordinary performance earned her the National Film Fair Award for the Best Actress, cementing the film's place as a classic of Indian.
National Film Award, not National Film Fair.
Correction, National Film Award for the Best Actress, cementing the film's place as a classic of Indian cinema. Let's listen to this song now. Now back to Vidyanath.
Thank you, Hari. Waheeda Rehman made one of her most surprising choices at the very height of her fame. At a time when offers were pouring in and she stood at the peak of her career, she married Kamaljeet. And just like that, she quietly shifted to Bangalore. No press conferences, no farewell interviews, no dramatic announcements about leaving films. She simply stepped away from stardom. There were no public complaints, no lament about lost roles, no attempt to hold on to the spotlight, because she had already chosen what mattered to her. Waheeda picked family over fame, a decision as graceful and understated as the woman herself. At a time when others clung to relevance, she just walked away from it. When Waheeda Rehman returned to films, she did something very few actresses of her time had the courage to do. Most actors resist aging. She accepted it and gained something rarer, credibility. Films like Trishul, Kabhi Kabhi, and Chandni showed a new phase of Waheeda, a phase marked not by youthful romance, but by maturity, warmth, and quiet strength. On screen, she aged with dignity, and because of that, audiences loved her even more. Her second innings wasn't about reclaiming stardom. It was about choosing roles that felt true to her, graceful, grounded, and real. The song Genda Pool shows her timeless endurance. This track features her as a grandmother in her 70s, dancing with an infectious joy. It proves she never lost the dancer inside her, even as she shifted into the second innings. Let's listen to it and then over to Girish.
In an industry where competition often overshadowed camaraderie, Waheeda Rehman built something far more precious: friendships. Her closest circle was small, steady, and remarkably loyal. Asha Parekh, Helen, Saira Banu. This is not a casual, filmy group. These were real friends, women who traveled together, took cruises, went on safaris, and even planned spontaneous road trips. Asha Parekh once shared a lovely story. During one of the hardest phases of her life, she said it was this little circle, Waheeda, Helen, and Saira, who showed up, sat with her, cooked for her, and simply refused to let her crumble. No drama, no speeches, just pure, quiet strength. And that was Waheeda, dependable, calm, a steady presence in a world known for insecurity and ego. There's another famous anecdote. On one of their trips, the others insisted on taking selfies, but Waheeda, being the most technically confident of the group, ended up becoming the official photographer. Ashapar joked that in every picture, the prettiest one is missing because she's the one taking the pictures. It was a simple moment, but it showed their bond, warm, teasing, and effortless. Off screen, Waheeda Rehman wasn't dramatic. She wasn't insecure. She wasn't interested in showing off. She was just loyal. A friend you could rely on. Let's listen to this YouTube clip from Waheeda herself.
क्वेश्चन फॉर द थ्री लेडीज बैक स्टेज भी मैंने देखा और ऐसे भी मैंने सुना है कि आप तीनों बहुत अच्छे दोस्त भी हैं, तो वुड यू लाइक टू शेयर समथिंग विद अस?
एक बार क्या हुआ, इस्तांबुल तीनों गए हैं, अच्छा चलो मॉल देखते हैं, तो हमने तीनों ने तय किया अगर एक दूसरे को मिस कर जाएं तो ये पॉइंट पे हम मिलेंगे। अच्छा मैं और आशा घूम रहे तो सडनली पता चला कि हेलन गायब हो गई, तो मैं परेशान इतनी, क्योंकि मैं अपने आप को समझती थी कि हालांकि ज़रूरत है सब बराबर के समझदार लोग हैं, मैं अपने आप सोच गया कि इन दोनों की जिम्मेदार मैं समझदारी में तो फिर जब खत्म हुआ तो हेलन कहीं ढूंढ रही हूँ मेरे पैरों में दर्द, हेलन कहाँ चली गई, तो ये आशा जी वहाँ खड़े रह के हंस रही है, हंसे। मैंने कहा आशा तुम हंस रही हो, मेरी जान सूख रही है, तो इसमें जान सूखने का क्या है?
Waheeda Rehman's legacy is not measured only in films. It is measured in respect. Over the years, she has been honored with the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and the Dada Phalke Award, the highest recognition in Indian cinema. But awards tell only part of the story. 3 generations respect her for the same reason. She never compromised her identity to stay relevant. Rekha has often called her an inspiration. Vidya Balan speaks of her as a guiding light. Waheeda Rehman is not just remembered, she is revered, because in an industry that forgets easily, she is one of the few who remain unforgettable, not merely for her beauty, but for the rare integrity with which she lived, worked, and carried herself. Now over to Hari for the finish.
Thank you, Girish. From a young Bharatanatyam dancer earning 50 rupees a show to receiving the highest award in Indian cinema, that is Waheeda Rehman's journey. From muse to heroine to mother to an institution unto herself. Every phase of her life reshaped the idea of what a woman in Indian cinema could be. And through it all, she never chased the accolades. She didn't fight for attention. She didn't chase relevance. She didn't try to outshine her time. She simply stayed true to herself, and that is why she outlasted it. Today, she stands beyond stardom, a presence, a legacy, a standard, and all we can say finally is Waheeda ji, बेकरार करके हमें यूं न जाइए. Thank you all.
बेकरार करके हमें यूं न जाइए, आपको हमारी कसम लौट आइए. बेकरार करके हमें यूं न जाइए, आपको हमारी कसम लौट आइए. देखिए वो काली काली बदलियां, जुल्फ की घटा चुरा न ले कहीं, चोरी चोरी आके शोख बिजलियां, आपकी अदा चुरा न ले कहीं. यूं कदम अकेले न आगे बढ़ाइए, आपको हमारी कसम लौट आइए. बेकरार.
At the end of the show, thanks everyone. First of all, I want to thank BG Raj, Priyam, Gopi, Ranga, and Satakshi for agreeing to getting interviewed in this program. That was something very new we tried, and I think Hari also did a great job. And thanks everyone, and hope you enjoyed the show. This is much shorter than our usual show. We thought our usual shows are very long. This we try to keep it to 45 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
It was a great show.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ravi.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Outstanding show.
Girish, everybody. Right. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Thank you for
Bye,
joining.
everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah. Very nice.
Starting it.
Hi, thank you.